Hello viewers, finally, MAZI NNAMDI has been allowed to see his doctor. Yes, he went to see his doctor last weekend, and after the inspection of his ear troubles, and the first inspection, after a very long time, they have been battling for this to allow him to see the doctor of his choice. And the federal government, the court have commenced immediate effect to allow him to see his doctor of his choice, not like they will be imposing other doctors on him. So the high court has ordered that they should release him to see the doctor of his choice, and he went on Friday in Abuja to see his doctor. And after seeing his doctor, and he went back to DSS where he stays, according to Mr. Jofor, his lawyer, who said that they released him to meet the meeting between his client and his proposal doctor took place outside the facility of the Department of the State, So everything went well. They allowed him, and they examined him. And so regarding to the news, we got that everything is working well. He has returned, so no cause to alarm. So everything went well. So according to the Justice Bintan Nwoko, on Thursday held a KALU is entitled to meet a doctor of his choice and granted under the fundamental human rights for the provision, So holding him always is not an obligation. They have to allow him to meet the doctor of his choice, and it's also allowed in judiciary and guaranteed, and everything is fine. So that's it. And with this assurance that his health condition is getting better, according to Mr. Aloy, his barrister, who said in his tweet that he had ordered Mr. Eba, to put an end to this sit at home, because this sit at home is not really easy for the people. The things are really affecting business in Anambra State, in Eastern region. Business is really affecting. People are going into hunger. Things are changing. It's creating a lot of poverty. So I thank God that they are putting immediate effect of announcing or calling off this sit at home after they allowed him to meet with his lawyer and go to check up. And this is just the first checkup, just to examine him and to see how far, because normally, according to report of his lawyer Ejimako, Barrister Aloy Ejimako, so it is that normally they have to give him some surgery. They have to surgery because he has ear problems. So this is the first attempt it allowed. So, and they have also called off this sit at home. For me, I don't really know why they are doing this, because it's affecting everybody. It's really affecting everybody. Nevertheless, let us think about this, what is happening with this former CB Emefiele have been detained, and thank God for judiciary that they said this is inhuman, that they have dismissed the application of DSS to detain Emefiele for another 14 days, because they know this application will not be granted. They are not we are not in war zone. That they would just be doing what they want in a ruling that was delivered by Justice Hamza, that the court held the application constituted an abuse of judicial process cannot be entertained. He said they're just abusing power, abuse of power. You do what you want, and according to Nigerian lawyer Barrister Oluwale Moses has condemned the altercation between the personnel of the department, let's just call it DSS, and this thing is not what he can't just be doing it. They have prison. If somebody offend the law, if somebody is charged him to court, and after court he returning, if he's guilty, and By the way, court have also granted him 20 million fine to pay, and to be and he has to stay in the prison custody until he find the money and pay, and he can be released under the judicial. But DSS want him. They want him, and they file petition to detain him. But thank God for that Nigerian court said no, they will not grant this thing. They dismiss it. So this application by seeking to further detain Emefiele, suspended by the CBN for 14 days. They said no, they will not guarantee. This happened on 26th of July 2023 on Wednesday. The court said no, we are not going to allow this to happen. We are not going to allow. If this guy has anything, he has to stay in prison. After that, we can continue. So things are getting tougher in Nigeria every day. Everybody is doing what they want. Everybody is exercising their power and authority, abusing it the way they want. Even our Oga Bata, the president himself is showing some, let's call it allegiance or whatever you can call it. It's showing some, thanking to those who supported him, in his election. That's why you can see somebody like Mwike, can see somebody like Erufai. At least you have to pay them, say thank you for well done job. Kudos to them. That's why he put them in the ministerial job appointment for the several. I don't know how Nigeria is doing. Is this the only people that is really qualified to be ministers? Is this the only people Nigeria have? Wiki of all people there? Is it not to say thank you for your compensation? Yeah, you have to compensate the people who do the dead job for you. Yeah, Wiki is also flying, saying that after all, they supported to make sure that this government continue. The power should be given to the Southern. That's why he and his people, he said it on Friday. Wike is a tough guy. So that's why the current president have to include in his ministerial job to compensate him for what he did. Erufai, everybody knows. Even when they go to Charlton district in England, you see the Erufai is the one they give. When they ask him question, they give it to Erufai. You have to interpret. You have to defend. You have to say. So they have to compensate them for all what the job they did for them. So this ministerial list is just compensation of the good job you did, the commitment you showed up. You do for me, I do for you. God no good verse. That is what it's all about. That is all about. That is why you can see somebody like what do you call him? This Bushman walking up and down with AK-47. Nobody's doing anything to him. He can say he can do, walking about with AK-47 broad daylight. What's his name again? This militant. It's not fair. But you can go and catch other people. You can go and say this person is this and this person that. But he is allowed to walk around with AK-47 as if he is the owner or he is the son of Nigeria. Just because he is close to Mr. President, then he's allowed to walk around, do what he wants to do, and nobody will talk. It's not fair. Nigeria does not belong to anybody. Nigeria is for all and for all people. But if some people, because they have long leg to meet with president or have relationship with president, and they can just be manipulating Nigeria anyhow they want and talk anyhow they want, go about anyhow they want, nobody is allowed to say anything, then something is wrong somewhere. But if another person do the same thing they will just catch him. They will just catch and they'll just look for him and get him. I can't understand why Nigeria is like this. I don't understand it. I don't really understand it. What is happening in Nigeria? Nigeria go better, but we still have to fight for it. We still have to fight for it. So Asare Dokubo cannot take over Nigeria. He is not owner of Nigeria. He's just ranting up and down like a mad dog. Asare Dokubo should just go and sit down. He should not forget that this tenure is just 4 or 8 years. After then, life continue. So Asare Dokubo should just go and lie low. Allow Bola and his people to do their job, not distracting Nigeria. So, guys, make it be for today. Have a wonderful day.